everybody, it's Christine, and I am back today with a fun play on words layout that incorporates the current kit from the ScrapRoom. This page kit features the Turn the Page collection by Paige Evans for pink paisley, and I was so excited it was included because I've been really wanting to play with this collection but hadn't bit the bullet and bought the whole thing yet, so this was a good chance for me to get my feet wet with it. So I am starting things off using this patterned paper, and I'm using my frame punch board and just cutting a 1/2 inch frame all the way around this paper so that I can use it to frame my entire layout. This paper that I'm using has hexagons on the back, and then on the front side is kind of a corally red color, and I wanted just a slim little part of it to frame my whole layout. So here you can see I'm just going to add it right on top of that butterfly patterned paper. Now, really busy patterned paper, definitely. And if you're looking at it and you're going, well, that's kind of different for you, Christine, it definitely is. I tend to go with, I do like patterns, and I do like them in my background, but I tend to go with more monochromatic or simple, more subtle backgrounds, and you're gonna see why I chose to go with this background today. I just, as soon as I saw it, I knew exactly what I wanted to do with it. So I'm gonna start working on my title now, and as you can see, I have cut one out on my silhouette, and you're gonna see throughout this video, I play a lot on this layout. So I have things on there, and then you'll see they're gone, and in the end, I'm finally happy with it, but I kind of struggled with getting it to where I wanted it to be. So you can see I'm putting on there really big the word lost, and the title of this layout is I Lost My Kid. Now, I am doing a play on words here. I didn't really lose my kid, although, I mean, that would also totally be possible. But I have been on a weight loss journey in 2017, and over the last 9 months, I have lost 45 pounds, and one of my weight loss goals was to lose my youngest son in weight. And so when I had lost 40 pounds, I had lost my kid. And so that is what the title is based upon. So that should give you a little chuckle. And now I'm on to my next weight loss goal, to lose another kid. Not combined, but to get to 50 pounds. Okay, so moving on. I am using a pen blade craft knife now, and this is why I wanted to use this patterned paper. I wanted to pop up one side of the wings on these butterflies, but I knew if I did it on the entire paper, it would be too much. So you can see I mounted some of that corally red colored paper that was my frame. I also mounted that in the center, and I just cut out a nice square of it to be the focal point of the whole layout. And now I'm just going around the border, and I'm just popping up either the right side or the left side of each butterfly. And I did not do the teeny tiny ones because I thought that would just be too much. Whenever you're doing a technique like this, you don't want to do every single possible part that you possibly can. It's going to look better if there's a little more randomness to it. And that's why I also went with right and left and switched it up and got some that were tucked underneath the red part and all that stuff. So I'm just going around really slowly and just doing each of these. And I am not going to make you sit through the whole thing because it was definitely a longer process. But in the end, I was really happy with how it turned out. And I felt like that was really it was exactly what I envisioned, but I also felt like it really was what was going to make the layout stand out from any other layout. The rest of it is fun and nice design and blah, blah, blah. But as I try to do, usually I like to have a little clever twist to things. And so this was my clever twist here, to add those butterflies in and make them just a really unique element. Now I'm going to pull the red paper back up a little bit, and I'm just going to use my scissors to go ahead and distress the edges. I wanted it to have a little bit of float to it, and I thought that went well with the butterflies. And so I'm just distressing the edges real simply. Probably could have done that ahead of time, but for me, a lot of my techniques and a lot of my design choices are game time decisions. I've thought out the basic process, but then as I'm looking at it, I'll see something like this and think, oh yeah, that would look better if I distressed the edges. And so I just pull it back up. Now, can be a little tricky if you're using a really solid adhesive. and I was in this case, so there may have been a little tearing behind the scenes, but it's fine. It didn't show through on the actual layout, so no big deal. Yay for scrapbook adhesives, because my goodness, they make really strong, good adhesives. Now I am using my Easy Runner Grand here. I am going to just secure the entire layout onto just a thin white cardstock for a couple reasons. First of all, I mean, look at the back of that. It would get totally stuck and caught on everything if I was trying to actually slide that into a page protector. Additionally, I wanted the butterflies, if they're pulled up farther, I wanted the white to show through, and I didn't want some other random color showing through. Now, you can see I had hexagons on there. They were not working for me, so I pulled those off. I also changed my title so that only Lost was in a script font. And then I and my kid, or no, I'm sorry, kid stayed in a script font too. I and my went to a print font from Doodlebug Design. And then I'm going to just do my last embellishing here now. I'm going to add on this little journaling tag, and I'm also going to add on some chipboard pieces and some more butterflies. Some of them fussy cut from the same paper, some of them punched from another patterned paper in this collection. And I'm going to just keep the embellishing really simple, and that was where I struggled. I felt like the hexagons was good. I liked the color blocking that I had going on, but they were too big. They were overwhelming to the rest of the layout. And so I needed to find a way to enhance the pretty butterflies that I already had and enhance the picture and the title without taking away from it. And that was the biggest challenge. This layout actually took me several days, which is very unusual. Usually it's a one-day gig. Now, you can see I have my picture up in that right-hand corner-ish area, and so I am going to just kind of build a diagonal going up from there, and I am going to use butterflies all that coordinate with those same colors, and I am just going to take them from the bottom left corner up to the right corner, and I'm staying pretty much within that square. I'm not even going to touch the other background paper. And then I also added on that big chipboard arrow next to I, because I wanted a little something extra in that corner, and I also really liked the arrow pointing to the word I as well as to the picture of me holding my son up. Now, the butterflies in the background, I get asked this a lot when I do fussy cutting that creates dimension, or craft knife cutting that creates dimension. People always say, well, how do they stay up though when they get flattened into your pages? Well, what I do is I just take these little foam adhesive squares from Scrapbook Adhesives by 3L and just tuck them behind the wing. And I'm not even taking the top adhesive off, so they're really just there to create dimension. And all that does is ensure that once I put it into my scrapbook and things get flattened out a little bit, it still sticks up a little bit so that you don't totally lose the look that you were going for in the first place. Thank you so much for being here today. I would love to know, how do you like to use your craft knife? Do you have any fun tips and tricks to share with me? I would like to know, because I love using my craft knife. We'll see you again soon.